Welcome to Horizon Dashboard tutorial for Neutron as a user. In this tutorial, we will be discussing about how to create public networks, private networks, subnets, add routers, interfaces, add security groups, and manage security rules. We assume that you have a basic knowledge of OpenStack and its services. If not, you can check out our previous videos and introductory class so you are familiar with the terminology that we will be using for this video. If you want to be familiar with pretty much everything related to networking in OpenStack, Neutron is mandatory. Neutron is OpenStack's networking service. It's built to deliver networking as a service in cloud environment. It enables you to create and manage network objects, which include but are not limited to networks, subnets, and ports that other services of OpenStack can use. It brings ease of use to the network operators by providing a plug-in mechanism to facilitate different networking equipment or software, providing flexibility to OpenStack architecture and deployment. It also provides networking API to help you define networking connections in your cloud. You can configure and manage diverse networking services ranging from L3 forwarding to NAT, etc. You can also create multiple private networks and control their networking. One of the major consumers of Neutron's service is OpenStack Compute, which requires networking connections for instances. It is important to have a basic understanding of Neutron as it is often needed in industry while dealing with requirements like efficient operation in heterogeneous environments. It is adopted by many prominent networking suppliers such as Arista, Brocade Communication Systems, Hewlett-Packard, Cisco, etc. Now let's dig on to hands-on ways of implementing these features from Neutron through Horizon Dashboard. To access the Horizon Dashboard, type the IP address of machine in your browser. Then enter the credentials for logging in. We will be logging in as a demo user. Networks are fundamental to cloud computing, and being able to configure them is an important skill. So, in Project on the left-hand side, click on Networks. This is where you can create a network, and it lists all the networks that are already set. We will create a network. Click on Create Network button. Name your network. You can define the admin state as up or down, which implies the state you want the network to start in. After creating network, you can define a subnetwork for it by clicking on Next button. Define a subnet name. The network address has to be in CIDR format. Now select the IP version, which provides an identification and location system for computers and networks, and also for routing traffic across internet. There's an option at the bottom to disable gateway. If you have a gateway and if you have a network, it will be routed, but you can disable that if you want. By default, the gateway of the IP will be the first usable IP of the IP address. Now click on Next. Here you see subnet details. Now under subnet details tab, you can select if you want DHCP, which is typically implementing a Linux DNS mask service, as well as the DNS names that you may want to use in case you are using DHCP, and host routes, which will be supplied by DHCP for individual hosts. After you're done providing all the details, go ahead and click on Create Network button. Success message on the right top corner indicates that your network has been successfully created. Now, subnetting allows you to divide areas of your network, but how can we make them communicate with each other? By installing layer 3 switch or a router. With the help of router, the subnets can essentially talk to each other. So as a demo user, under Network tab in the left-hand side, click on Routers. And in the screen, click on Create Router. Select a router name, admin state, and external network, just like before. So you can make the external network as public if you want to. Now say Create Router. Successfully created router. Now let's go ahead and add an interface to it. For adding an interface, click on the router that you want to add the interface to. And then in the Net Interfaces tab, click on Add Interface. Write down select the subnet. So here we have it as network check. You see how below router name and router ID are automatically updated when you select your subnet. IP address is optional. We will not be giving it for now. Say add interface. Congratulations, you've just added an interface. Now let's go ahead, and you can also delete it if you want. We won't be deleting it right now, but you have an option at the right side which says under actions saying delete interface if you want another IP address, or if you want to just delete and make another one. As a demo user, you cannot do anything with ports. You cannot add ports, or you cannot reserve ports. So port reservation is critically for admin user. But you can create security groups. To create security groups, go to Project in the left-hand side panel, and under Compute tab, select Access and Security. Here, go ahead and say Create Security Group. Name your security group. Write a short description that describes your security group if you want to, and say Create. See, you have successfully created a security group called Security Check. Now on the right hand side, you see Manage Rules button. By clicking that, you can add rules or delete rules. So basically, if you say add rule, you can say which rule you want to apply. You can customize it, the direction of traffic and ports, and you want it remote or a CIDR address. You can basically manage all these and create your own rules if you want to. We won't be adding any rules right now, but this is how you can do it. You can also delete rules, and you can manage your security group, whatever you want to do on it. So Neutron is OpenStack's networking services project, and in this tutorial you have learned how to configure OpenStack Neutron features as a demo user. You can follow up and check out our other tutorials on Keystone, Glance, Nova, Cinder, and Swift. We also have tutorials based on admin user and demo user, and also on command line interfaces. So be sure to check out all of them if you want to be a really good hands-on experienced user with OpenStack. Thank you.